Yeah, so the tea. We're here. You brought us tea. Ne? Tea about.
Yeah, I brought you tea. Too bad, Kijoko, but it's fine. It's okay.
Yeah,
I'll be strong.
you'll be strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Welcome to the Desert Podcast. You chilling with Caesar Odriego. And today we got Mags, which
Maggie.
we got Maggie, we got Mogs
I'm from Seshero.
from Sishiro.
Yebo, in Zone 2.
Oh, la Taba, what Taba.
Ah,
Because
nah.
you know the stereotype, yeah. Yes, Shiro, you guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of stereotypes around
Yeah.
Seshero. But yeah, it's chilled. I didn't necessarily grow up there all my life.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, mostly I can say that's home.
Where you been?
Well, there was a lot of movement growing up. I lived in Seshero in different places. It started off go zone 2, then I moved to zone 8. Went back to zone 2. And then I started living in town, Koladana. Moved there as well. Started living with my sister. It was a lot of back and forth between a lot of places.
Mm-hmm.
And Seshero was also like somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it's the one you call home.
Of course. I grew up there.
How old were
Everybody's
you? How
there.
old were you during these movements?
Well, it started from a very young age.
Mm-hmm.
When I was doing grade R, so around 5 years old, I was already moving to zone 8. And then I moved to Ladana. I was doing my grade 4. I'm not precisely sure how old I was.
I just want to check. After the way is it enough? Is it you getting enough audio?
Do I gotta do that? What about now?
Yeah. So, are you comfortable?
Yeah, I'm comfortable.
All right. Yeah. So, we're good, ne? So, don't you think that kind of affects you as a like? I don't know how. I don't know the psychology
Well,
behind it, but you know.
honestly, it hasn't affected me. If anything, it's taught me that in life you just have to move.
You have to move.
Yeah, you just have to move.
Sure.
Like, the thing is, the reasons why I moved a lot was because of a lot of reasons. Some was school related. I wanted to change to schools. Some were related to King. My mom, you know, my dad passed away when I was in grade 3, and then she married around the time I was in grade 4. So we moved because of, I don't know, like, I guess the old house was just,
There's a lot.
yeah, in a way.
Yeah.
So we moved and we went to a different place. It wasn't like much of a problem. It's also taught me to adjust to trying to get new friends, trying to meet new people. So yeah, in a sense, it wasn't actually bad. The only problem is you lose a lot of things when you move.
A lot of things like what?
Well, things, clothing, anything. Because when you move, sometimes you leave things behind. Sometimes things get lost on the way. But I've never lost anything too important, so I guess I'm fine.
I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, it has its good advantages. Like you said, you probably don't have a problem with making new friends, meeting new people, because I'm sure you had to, every time you move, you obviously had to change schools, get there. It's a whole new environment.
Not really, considering that where I'm moving is not so far from around town. It's not like I'm moving to a different province.
I get you.
You understand? Yeah.
Then that's not really the
You
moving.
see? Imagine if it was like...
where I wanted to take it.
Yeah, imagine if it was like to a whole new province, maybe starting to adjust to the culture there, the languages and everything else. The only time my mom moved to a different province was around my matric. It was, just the last semester of my matric. Then she moved to Free State, where she got a better post. And I didn't move with her then because, of course, when you're doing matric, you can't just up and leave. So I had to start staying with an aunt of mine. And yeah, what I liked about that situation, I got to be closer to one of my favorite cousins, who's also, I can say my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're living in the same house, and yeah, things were nice.
Dope. It's Women's Month.
Happy Women's Month. Woo! That's awesome.
Yeah. So do you think, like in our country, women are given like a fair chance at a whole lot of things that men have access to?
Yes and no. The reason why I say that is because certain things as a woman are advantages. I can make a small example with myself and the field of study I decided to go into. It's mathematical science, which is also computational science. So one thing I've noticed, in our field, there's a lot of women, you know?
Working in your field?
Yeah, like in computer science.
Computer science, yeah.
A lot of women banyakiwa in the workspace. So as a person, as is the whole bunch who do computer science, it would be easier for the women to get work because they're so banyakiwa, you feel.
Do they know?
Do they know? Of course. If you're doing this course, you gotta know. If anything,
but
you
generally,
are told.
I mean, it's my first time.
Generally,
it's my
of
first
course
time
not.
finding
Of course
out
not.
that women actually wanted in computer science.
Guys,
It means that information
women
is not.
are wanted in computer science. I'm telling you now.
Y'all hear that,
Okay.
ladies?
Like, join us. Because one thing I've noticed when I started doing my first year, the class was full of testosterone. It was just men.
That sounds so wrong. But
It's just
we
the
put
whole
it. We put it like what the fuck?
No, like there was not enough estrogen and progesterone in there. It was just a lot of it, a lot of testosterone. So I feel like maybe the reasons why people scare away from such things is because it looks like it's a male-dominated type of career. Whereas if you think about it, even just how we're living now, right? In a lot of situations like that, an industry where a lot of females are not there, they're starting to want more females just to have that diversity. Yes. So that's one thing a person I feel like should think about and look into when also choosing careers. How especially as a woman, how dominated the industry is. And usually if it's not, women are usually wanted.
But where are they even going to get this information? Because, I was checking my demographics yesterday. The people who even watch the podcast are from like 25 years.
Yeah.
Like 25 years old to
Right,
like
right.
30, 32. I haven't... Probably there is, but I don't know why YouTube is not picking it up.
Right.
But below 25, I don't have...
It's okay, you get this.
I don't have people who watch the... No, my concern is you are sharing this information now.
Yes.
And people our age, the people who are going to have access to this information, I doubt they're even going to share it with
Right.
the ones below who really need it. Because I feel like the way our education system is built up,
Whew.
like learners they're not given the opportunity to really think through what
Exactly.
career choices they're going to follow. So they end up just choosing it like what were those words we used to use? How many cigarettes does your father smoke in one day? It's like two. You go out. Okay, computer science.
I get
It's like, there isn't much thought into it. There isn't enough research. No, the parents
Even if I tell you, how I even got to study the field that I'm in, it's not something I aimed for initially. Honestly, in high school, I was like, I'm gonna be an obstetrician, gynecologist, cause like,
What's that?
girl,
Oh,
it's those people who help give birth to children. They're also just gynecologists, because that's what gynecologists do. Basically, I was like, doctor. Because, like, ranchi, motho ko skolong, you get there, you get taught whatever. You also get taught your basic career, like, things. You get told, be a nurse, be a teacher, be a this, be a that, your basics. And it's like, we need more than that. You need to tell a child that they can go out and be a chef, go out, be something different, not like your usual.
Be a scientist.
Imagine, go all the
Yeah.
time. No, you must be a lawyer.
Be a doctor.
Be a doctor. Be a what? No, why can't I decide that I want to do something different? And not everybody is gifted with certain things. That's also one of the reasons why I'm not a fan of the educational system, because it likes to focus too much on you working for other people versus you potentially even trying to do something for yourself.
You know it's intentional.
I know it is.
Because
I
they
know
want
it is.
robots to work for the system.
And we ain't robots.
They want robots. That's why they're producing robots. They don't want you.
Dude.
They don't want you to think out the box.
No.
Because that means they're losing an employee.
Which is really, really sad. Like, we need to even like with these career expo at schools, they should introduce things out of the box, things children know that as much as school offers me this, I can also do so much so outside of the things.
I think
that
later
we
now
are
we need
taught
to go
in
back
school.
to our schools.
Right?
Like, you know how that alumni stuff works with universities where you can join and then you're part of programs where you help develop students and stuff like that. I feel like we need to introduce that in our high schools, in the hoods, so that these kids can know what Maggie literally comes from here. Most she managed to go study out. She became something, even though she studied there. Look at now, she's working crocketing.
I'm crocheting.
Crochet.
Crochet.
Yeah.
Because if I actually tell you the story of how I started crocheting, it's kind of funny. I was at home. I think it was somewhere around primary school. I was at home and I'm not... So, didn't like much problems. So I was legit bored and I'm like, Mama, and she was just like, you know what, it's fine. I'll find you something to do because clearly, and then later that day, she comes with 2 needles. But then I started with knitting. It wasn't crochet. And then she
When are you not having biscuits, bro?
I was, she bought me 2 needles and a wool. And she taught me how to knit. And then, I started knitting. It was nice. I was like, okay, I can do this. I'm bored anyway. So my first project was a disaster. It was a scarf that was going like this. But it didn't discourage me much because, that's how you learn, through your mistakes. As time went by, she also got me a crochet hook. And then I started practicing with that. So one thing I've also noticed through what my mom gave to me, I started doing it at school and my friends started joining me. It legit started becoming a thing at school where we just sit down, crochet during break. Yeah, no, it was in primary.
Primary?
Yeah, grade 6. I'm telling you.
What?
And then we're just crocheting, we'd just exchange notes, make things. It was really fun. I enjoyed it. And then I stopped a while because of high school can take a lot of your time. So I wasn't as bored. And then I got to varsity. And then I just went back on that horse and I started writing it. And I'm like, yeah, let's do this. I started making small projects, some bralettes, some this, some that.
What's a bralette?
It's some sort of a top, right? It's shaped like a bra on top, but then it covers lower. It's sort of like a crop top. Yeah. And then, but the back is usually black backless. It's usually just strings attaching.
Oh, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's a bra?
It's a what?
It's a what?
Bralette.
A bralette.
A bralette.
Oh, a bralette. Yeah, okay.
So through that, I got to do something different from what is actually within my field. And as much as I love what I've studied and I plan to continue with it, I would like to do something outside of a 9 to 5. Like
something creative.
Yeah, of course. Like, I don't want to be bored at a job, sitting there working for depressed. Like, I got to work for money and just do something that, as much as I love, I know I can flourish with something else. Yeah.
Are you making money? Are you like, how big is your crocheting career?
Well, right now it's pretty small because I've only started selling my things not so long ago because of school.
How recent?
How recent? I can say 3 months back recent.
That's when you started selling.
Yes.
Shit.
Yes. And I'm so glad that my brother was my first customer. He's awesome. He's so awesome. He was my first customer, and my second customer was my boyfriend. I just love having that, you know, people close to you supporting you.
It gives you this.
It gives you.
I'm a fuck shit up. My niggas got me. I'm going in.
You feel me?
Yeah,
So that's
yeah.
it pushes, it makes me push myself even more. If people so close to home supports me, I can only imagine the type of support I could get outside.
Imagine. Yeah. Now you have a good support system around you.
I do.
Hey, we want to buy. You know that thing we talked about.
You must buy. You must
We
buy.
need it. I'm about that drip. I'm about that
wanna,
drip. I'm
wanna.
about
We'll
it.
do it.
I'm about it. Maybe we could collab, do something, and I'm a white and you. Stuff,
Actually, Nim,
you know?
on your Facebook, your DP, I love that thingy you have going. I actually wanna like remake something like that.
You should. And then I rock it. I wanna.
Where did you get it?
Chiro from.
Did she crochet it for you?
Yeah.
Awesome. That's
handmade
wonderful.
from the
Of
top.
course.
Yeah.
Of course. But one thing I hate, guys, I'm going to say this to you right now, and I want you to get it. Please don't. For the prices of these things.
It's
they
a
take
lot of
a lot of
work.
time. Yarn is expensive. Like wool is just, don't get me started. That time you have to buy like a bunch of it. You have to have like time. So some project takes days. And hey, I want it cheaper. Hey, I can get it cheaper.
Go get it cheaper.
Hey,
yeah.
go get it cheaper there. What you doing here?
We don't do cheaper.
You're
cheap
not
things,
my
yeah?
target market.
Yeah.
Because, honey, if you want quality handwork, you, especially with crochet, because it's hard for machines to copy crochet, but it's very easy for machines to copy knitting. So crochet work, hands down, it has to be costly.
Are they those who see the value will pay, man? Like,
Of course,
that's one thing
and
I've
those who have paid. So
exactly, that's one thing I've learned from selling merchandise. Because somebody will be like, "How much is your shirt?" Sees 250. 250. Oh, woman, yeah. And like, there's people who are buying those. Like they won't. Like, how much is it? 250. Okay, and give me a blue one. You know,
Dude.
So you get, and then there's more of those than the most.
Yeah.
What? So you get to see it. That means you don't see the value of this, and that's fine.
Dude,
if it's too much,
there's
go
this
buy
other
something cheaper.
cardigan I'm busy with. So I met this other guy. I don't really know him. Yeah, but I met him. He accompanied me, and then I showed him my merch because, of course, I want business. And then I showed him my cardigan, and he asked me the price. How much? I'm like, "Angai so." Niggas like, double the price away, double and away. I'm like, you.
Yeah.
You see people like you. I like, because you know the work that goes into this.
And we end up downplaying our work because we listen to people. And
Wait,
I did the same thing to this other lady from my hometown. Lena, she's busy with the crocheting thing. She posted was it a jersey? I don't remember what it was. Abia price for that shit should be 1K.
Thank you.
Because I know, I know what it is that she
Yes.
goes through.
Yeah,
having
man.
to do that. Because she's like sending me some of her work because she's busy. So, okay, I want her. Yo, you did that, Kalotso. Like, the amount of time it takes.
It's too much time. And time is money, guys.
And it's quality. So, I mean.
Thank you.
Yeah, you should learn. Like, we shouldn't downplay
Let's support
ourselves.
each other, guys.
Yeah.
Let's
And
support
let's
each
buy.
other. Yes.
Let's keep the rand within ourselves. If we buy black, I forgot what this guy calls it. I'm currently reading the Capitalist Nigga book. Yeah, but if the Indians what they do with the economy, they move like a spider web.
All
You know
right.
how a spider web is.
Yeah.
If a fly by mistake lands on the spider web,
It's over.
there's no way it's coming
over.
out. it locks the spider web, and then it gets it to itself, hits it with whatever it hits it, and then it's there.
True.
Done. Saying Indians and the Jews are like that with if the like I'm gonna use a South African context.
Yes.
If 1 rand enters the Indian circulation of money, it's not going out.
It's
that
not.
1 rand is not going out.
That actually reminds me of a documentary I've watched. I think some people have heard of it, Hidden Colors.
I've watched all of them.
All of them. You must watch all of
all 3. You need to watch
actually
all
5.
3 of them. Now,
It's 5 of them. I have all of them. I love
I
them.
mean, I'm gonna get 4 and 5
I
from
munch
you.
on them. That's my that's my snack.
Whatever is going on right
One thing
now.
that they pointed out there was one problem we have as black people, right? Or rather, one solution that we could have is ensuring that the money that you put out and buy something can circulate 5 or 6 more times to your race before it goes somewhere else.
Out.
And that's how other races have got their wealth. You understand?
They invested in their people.
Exactly.
They invested in their
Exactly.
people.
So you gotta invest in your people. Like, support each other. Because vele umuntu ngabantu. Is that not so?
It is like that. Mara, you support quality, support good work.
Of course.
Because you know people will also take advantage of you, rubber support, or, you know, being incompetent,
cool, guys.
incompetent, and all of
Don't
that.
do that. That's not cool. Why? Like, the thing is, I feel like people who like doing that, as much as they think they're smart, they're not. Because at the end of the day, you drag me in, I come through, you tell me you have this, you have that. I purchase, and it's not as you promised. Am I coming back? No. And I'm definitely gonna tell someone not to even go there. At the end of the day, instead of building your support, you're just draining it. And at some point, that's gonna be problematic because you might not even have one client to even, or anyone to fool rather. You just be left there trying other ways to fool people.
Yeah, we need to. Hey, there's a lot. There's a lot of leveling up we need to do as a people. Afro, I'm out of juice. Can we run the water there? Yeah, shout out. You're not having biscuits.
I'm gonna have them. I'm gonna have them.
I don't want to look like because I've had 2 already and
Nah.
Yeah.
I like the tea now because
You like the
I
tea?
didn't dip it in too much. It's not too strong.
it's not too
okay.
strong. Hey, now mine was late, but I still enjoy it because of the milk.
Of course.
Peer pressure.
Peer pressure.
How was growing up for you? Like,
One thing I can say I'm very fortunate to have as myself is the fact that I don't succumb to peer pressure. And that's something not everybody has. And I feel like that's the reason, it's an important reason why we should focus on this topic. The problem with peer pressure is, as much as you succumb to it and you think you're doing it for yourself, it's not. And one should keep in mind that all these things that you do via peer pressure, at the end of the day, you might live to regret it. You might live to hate yourself. You might just have serious problems with it.
It's gonna fuck up our game. Yeah, let's just cut it out.
What?
You were talking about Metala Ras. We can take 5. It's tea time. Eh? I guess Ras. Eh? We cool. Sure. All right. So yeah, like you were saying.
Okay, as I was saying, the best thing one can do for themselves, that's just my opinion, if they don't necessarily want to succumb to peer pressure, is do a self-introspection. Look at yourself, think of the things you want in life, Do the people around you better you, benefit you for the kind of person you want to be? And if you're in a space where you have to try to change yourself or try to do certain things to fit in, that is not your crowd. Think of trying to get new friends, or trying to surround yourself with people who will like you for who you are and not try to get you things you don't want to do.
But do you know what's my biggest problem?
Tell me.
I see this thing every day online. Do you know? Have you seen how much, like, the way people, especially women, these ladies, the way they're so proud or they don't know themselves. Like, only this thing, but tell me about yourself. And I want to tell niggas, like, if you're gonna date a girl who cannot answer that question, my guy, someone who doesn't
That's
not
a
know
simple question.
who they are, like, they don't even know what they like, what they
Dude.
like. So you wanna go into a relationship with this kind of person who don't know who they are, who
Dude.
don't know what they like doing, and
It's hard. It's hard.
like what are you doing? What are you going for there?
What's your goal
aim?
in
What's your aim, dog? What's the plan?
What you gonna do?
What's the plan? It's like you wanna buy a phone, but an iPhone that damn break. Like,
Do you know like one thing about that, right? The reason why I said that's a very simple question. I mean answer. Question to answer. You can legit say the simplest things about you. Okay, tell me about yourself. I love tea. I'm a tea holic. Start there. Or you like, or maybe when I rata cool drink, that's your thing. You can't live without it. You can start with like something very small. Like like something really small, and you can just build up to trying more to explain who you are. But I feel like it's very important to know who you are. I mean, there is no other you, and there can never be no other you. Even if someone tries to be you, they can't be
do
you.
it like you.
Like, you can
you are
only
you.
be you.
You have the
and like
original
the better
DNA.
you is you.
Exactly.
Like you understand? Like you just gotta find yourself. If you're in a space where you don't know yourself, find yourself. I feel like it's also one problem that certain people face with relationships. You know, people who only know themselves in relationships. That's a big problem. Baby girl, baby boy, be single. Know yourself. Like, take a break from dating. Just date yourself.
They would never.
Okay,
They would
Mujolo,
never. Oh, they're so, like, you get caught up in this dependency.
Ne?
Yauri.
Ooh, that's a problem.
Exactly. You get caught up in this dependency. Like, when you are alone, like, because of these, I think it's social media. Because when, like, the things, that's why I wanted to raise this thing out. Our people do not know who they are. They don't want to be in touch with who they are. It's because of social media. When you pick up your phone, if you're someone who doesn't even know who they are, that means basically you don't even know what you like. So in when you're not busy, you're literally just sitting like this. What does your mind say?
Pick up your phone.
Twitter,
Send a Facebook. Send a tweet.
Instagram.
Send a Instagram.
Hey, Mjolo Wanyisa.
Send a
Hey,
guy.
are you guys like? Are you sleeping alone in this cold? When outside, if you're one in this cold. Hey,
Just hot water bottle.
At the same time, when you are busy reading those.
Apara pajama times 2 if you must. Hey, you'll be warm. But home.
As you're reading those posts, mapara share in your DMs. Come on. Come DM. Niggas is in your DMs at that time. They're
No,
promising
you know how like in situations with addictions and stuff like that, the first step to healing from those things, or the only way to get help, is to admit that you want help. So only you can save yourself. If you can't see I didn't see. You'll somewhere be blinded.
Ababone. That's what I'm saying. They don't see or they have a problem.
You know, I listened to this other video. the video was talking about the problems with social media and whatnot. Of course, we are humans. We'll doubt ourselves. We're not perfect, you know. Sometimes you do doubt your decisions. Sometimes you might look, no, ish, yeah, my life is not where I want it to be, and other people are like
Do you want
progressing
hot
and whatnot. No, I'm fine. Okay. Other people are progressing and whatnot. But the thing is, life is not a race. Everybody has different journeys. Everybody has different places to head to. We all can't go to the same place. Just because my kiana unele koloi tse 3 you know, and you're all of the same age and this and that, it doesn't mean when you have to have 3 cars and a husband and 2 kids and whatnot. What works for them might not work for you. And I feel like that's one thing we should understand, that what works for you might not work for another person.
And being where you are just because somebody's somewhere else. Like you're saying, I was literally having this conversation with Android TDO in the morning. Just because Caesar wanna buy Maya or just because both Android Afro doesn't mean you also have to be like being there, besides, doing those same things.
There's no formula for life. There's none. And right now, this might cure how you're worried about with 3 cars and 2 houses or whatever. Life can crash on them at any time.
At any
time. Ning ning wakabar dukule kamka di repossessed. They are on the market. They don't have nothing. Like nothing is happening. So the person might see success now and then struggle later. But you may struggle now and see success later. You never know.
The frustrations that you're going through are very necessary in building who you are and who you are to become. So Oscar Toropa, the chance of going through like the process, but not trust the process.
Yeah.
But there must be a process to trust.
True.
There has to be things that you're doing, you know.
But I feel like the biggest factor that kills in such situation is pride.
Pride. How so?
Okay, right now, let me make a quick example, right? We are not all from like great families.
Well-off families.
Yeah. We don't all have things handed to us in life. Sometimes you gotta work hard for those things. One thing I told my friends, and I still stand by it, and I would still do it. If now life crashes, I don't mind. Every morning, I wouldn't mind doing that. And that just shows why I don't really have pride. So the problem with pride is you think that you deserve this thing, or you should be there, or you should be that, or rather you stop yourself from doing things in the name of So you just need to push
and it can keep you stuck.
Keep you very stuck. You can just push that pride to the side and understand that this is your life, and if you can't get your life moving, no one else will. You have to look to yourself to get your life going. You can't just sit there,
pride.
Yo, I can chelete. Yo, sanchiki. Oh, kereke plele 350.
You don't
350 I did it's just for this month. Then what are you gonna? No, it's monthly. I guess it's monthly or whatever. For that month, but what you gonna do with 350 for that month? Now so me rimpe 350 we go reka stock ke die magwenya ko ya khoneng go rekisha magwenya. And you can make a lot of money. I've seen people make money just from selling things at the corner. Like go gate 2 just around here Motav. These other 2 guys, but actually donuts. Those guys make money. I'm telling you, I didn't have to ask them. I saw, because I went to some lady, a stand next to them. She was selling the banana and things. So I wanted bananas, and then I get there. I'm like, banana, mama. And then she gives them to me, but she didn't have change. So she went to those guys. She's like, guys, change. Those guys whipped out cash, guys. I'm talking money, like money. And it's just one day. And not just that time. Musarala, she had 20 rand. She just needed like 20 rand. Those guys didn't have it. when I was 20, yeah, would get 20, get 10, get 50, not 50, get 50, get what's that? And you just they're like, so Lena no mamu. Every day, like donut, and you make so much money.
I was like when I was still in turf, during winter there was this guy who'd bring an N and then just sell coffee for like $10. That nigga made big bucks.
Dude.
Big, but I mean, you just boil water.
Just boil water, bruh.
You put it, just boil water.
Dude.
And then, yeah, I remember it was cups. And then we bought. I literally went there and bought coffee.
You're gonna buy.
For $10. I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, this motherfucker.
But you gotta hustle. You gotta do what you must. Because it's not easy. Especially with how the unemployment is just so high. So many people have degrees and they're just there without doing anything with those degrees. So when you just have to think, while I wait for this job or while I still apply for these jobs, let me do something. Don't just sit at home and promote being lazy. No. Gotta get up and do something.
Waveside Studios. If you want to record a song, if you want a beat, if you want to use this studio, you hit Afro up, and when I leave his handles in the descriptions, you can pull up and then you produce content. You want to little white me for photos and shit, photo shoots and whatnot. Pull up, you get nice
Plus,
pictures.
I do actually need one for my merch.
A one? Pull up, talk to Afro, Waveside. We make it happen. We jumped so many times. Tabela peer pressure. It took so many. It took a whole different direction.
But the thing is, there's a lot of factors in a lot of things.
Yes.
So of course things will just deviate, nyana. But at the end of the day, like guys, don't succumb.
Now I want to
to
bring
peer
it back because
pressure.
we didn't really get to the bottom of it. We didn't because we diverted there because we're talking about how people don't know themselves. I'm the one who actually threw it out of context.
But peer pressure, like if you don't know yourself,
exactly,
then peer pressure will have you. That's just it. And when you go with the wind. So so you didn't necessarily
I change something in the biscuits, trying you to eat it. So if you don't really want to, if I want a backbone, I'm good. I don't want a biscuit. And then he keeps going. And you're like, okay, let me just have a biscuit.
Yeah.
A simple decision like that, when you didn't want to, can change your life.
Yeah. And honestly speaking, if I had succumbed to a lot of peer pressure, I wouldn't even be here right now. Like, I wouldn't, because I grew up in like it's a humble beginning. I don't want to because it's a very humble beginning. So I've seen girls take the wrong turn in life. You understand? And I've had friends who in a way wanted me to go with them in that wrong turn. For example, like, okay, I would come across a lot of men, of course, because I'm free. So, especially with cars, like, you'd find legit a car is passing, and I'm like, yeah, I don't feel comfortable. Let me just go. And I'm like, no, what if that's your way? What's stranded? Hey, I have my mother. I'll call her if I'm stranded. Why do I need this man who I don't even know? And I don't even know what he wants from me. I've been even told to try to ask money from men. Guys, I can't ask money from men. I can't. I couldn't. The only person I felt comfortable asking money from was my mother. That's the only person I felt comfortable asking money from. So they tried to get me.
What do you think? Like,
I just couldn't.
I like getting to the bottom of things. Like, for you to be able to say, like, have a say, or nah, I'm like, this is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Why would I need him when I'm stranded, when I have my own mother? So the difference between you having the privilege to say that and other girls thinking or the best decision would be give this guy like let him in. What do you think is like what's the silver lining between those two choices?
I feel like the silver lining, from what I've observed, it's wanting, it's people wanting certain lifestyles. You understand? And maybe not being able to afford it at that point. And like you said, you see how peer pressure, I mean not peer pressure, how you get on social media and you look through things and then what hotel that time when you've never been, as much as you have your family and they give you your basic needs, they don't give you your wants. So I think the problem is the wants and how far you're willing to go for those wants.
But I think now I'm thinking the difference is how you were raised. I mean,
true that. That's also a clear factor.
I mean, all of us, it's not like we get everything we want from our parents, you know. But we just because we don't get our wants we don't go out and then sell our soul for a trip to Cape Town for whatever, you know. So I think it has a lot to do with how you value yourself also as a person.
Self-value is actually
dignity, because what you would have to go through just to get to that trip.
I'm not willing to sell my soul like that.
What you are paying with, because it's a transaction. They give you money and then you give them you give them something else.
I was actually having this conversation with my sister not so long ago, and she told me that she was listening to the radio and they were talking about such topics. So while she was listening there,
Prime Media. Yes.
While she was listening there, I guess they were taking calls. So a call came in from a woman who's a sex worker. What she basically said is, honestly, these people, they're no different from us. But the huge difference is we are doing this as a last resort. I probably don't have qualifications, or I don't have family to back, or much going on, and they're doing it whereas they are doing it for lifestyle. They want to have all that.
There's a very huge silver lining. The motive.
Like I honestly just don't understand the whole concept. And one thing I've heard about such lifestyles is that it's very addictive. It's very addictive. Because, I mean, I understand why. Being independent is hard. It's so hard.
Now imagine seeing what you don't have to work hard. You don't even have to work.
But I've seen it. And I'm like, no thanks.
No, I'm not saying, like, just imagine why it's so easy to like, okay, let's ride. I mean, that's what you want.
You do have to have some self-respect, honestly.
Self-respect, dignity.
Because I don't think any woman who respects themselves so much would just allow themselves to just have small materialistic things that don't even do much to your value as a person or much value to your life.
Once you are in
and
that,
then you're just doing it.
Once you're caught up in that cycle, those are the things you keep to make yourself feel better. Because you are empty on the inside. So seeing those things, they give you a little bit of.
But for how long?
For how long?
For how long?
Even your body, because whatever you're putting yourself through, it's not even sustainable for a lot of. Not all of them are smart enough, I won't mention names, to do what some of these girls are doing, because they're able to build some things from those, they get their TV shows, they launch their brands, and then they start pimping little girls, and then it's a whole structure.
A friend of mine
it's a very functional structure that these girls have. But what I want to get to is a lot of them who are the employees of this system are not smart enough to realize that as a woman, you're going to reach a certain age where where you don't even qualify
You
to be part of the system anymore
Not
because you're
even.
old.
Why
You're
what?
getting your body is now
Yes,
it's getting tired.
Things are
And then-
sagging because
and then-
gravity is not on your side.
And then you didn't build anything.
Why what?
You don't have anything solid to fall back on. And then
Nah.
now you're just in the hood. Like, hey, to a fro. Hey, ka tsamaya le mapara ba o rekela di tshabana.
Yo,
O tlo
why
kgona ka
can't you
10
go
rand, don't know what choose. Have you seen how sad it gets?
It is so sad.
It gets so sad because
It's so sad.
you hit a peak and then once you're there, the graph just changes.
Do you know what I feel like is also a big factor in such things? Utswafa, laziness. And it's something I've noticed. Mo ke dulang strating sakabana, there's just a lot of laziness going on. Because there are certain people there who just drink from dusk, dawn, all
Monday
day,
to
every
Sunday,
day.
Monday,
And
Sunday.
they don't work. They don't. Where do you even get the man to buy this booze?
Get the parasites.
Get it-
Get the parasites. Get the parasites.
And people wonder.
I almost found my having having a family. Like,
Yeah.
there are some things that are so important in life that won't lead you astray because you literally have a support system. Because at one point in my life, I used to be that guy just drinks every day. Doesn't even have money. Doesn't work. But he goes out every day. Comes
But
back.
at least you saw the light.
And he comes back drunk. It wasn't even me. I wasn't seen. My parents were just like, you know what,
No,
my
I'm
boy.
saying you saw the light.
Yeah, just like I mean, having the privilege to have someone like, okay, we're not close here. You're gonna go live in Pretoria for like 4 months, 3 months, you know, because whatever you have going on here, we don't know what this is, my boy. But this is not happening. Get the fuck out of here. Just having that to have people around you who can be like, let's take this boy out of this environment. Let's put him somewhere else. Let him go, think himself through. You know.
Now, I think another thing that has helped me is just some examples I've seen. Korai, like the people at home, my mom, my sisters, I don't really, she's just a lot of brothers, but I call her my sister, it's fine. One thing, they've shown me an example of working hard, you understand? And I feel like that's just what also groomed me, just seeing that, okay, I have to work hard in life. I have to do this.
Having a role model.
My mom is my biggest role model, bruh.
Like having, that's what I wanted to come, like that's the point I was trying to make, yeah. The way you are brought up, the environment you grew up in, you see responsible people, you see people putting in this, like, my nigga, you've been waking up every day,
understand?
going to work, so putting food on the table.
Yeah.
This means I can't just slack because, you know?
Yeah, I remember this other day, I went to my mom's workplace. It was after school. When I got there, she was always working. Like every time I know I'm not gonna have her attention for shit. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'll just sit there by a desk, take some blank paper, write or something, keep myself
yourself
busy
busy.
because she's not gonna give me attention. And there's this other colleague of hers, when she was busy doing her ups and downs, he came to me and he's like, when mama gore mona dule fasinyana motho she's too hardworking, man. Hi, she needs a break nyana. No, like she's too hardworking. And through that I was like, wow, okay, this woman is really hardworking. Even her colleagues are like, girl, take a break, like take a break, take a breather. She works too hard.
It's privilege. I'm gonna call it privilege because not everybody in our society gets it. The environments people grow up in.
Yeah, the environment is also, it's a problem.
It's what's leading. Mara, it has to, as an adult, it has to get to a point where like, I mean, you can't be blaming the environment.
You can't.
For your entire existence.
Can't.
I mean,
you can't.
You become an adult where you have to decide.
You gotta grow up.
I'm gonna drink. Like, do I have to drink every day? Am I making money? How am I gonna sustain myself? Like, what's the plan?
Yeah.
Something is simple, like planning, brag. If these people who are buying you booze every day, if you don't go there and find them, well, what's going to happen? Planning.
What's the plan? Like, I remember a situation happened to me and like, okay, my eyes were open already, but it just made things worse. I'm like, what's it? I gotta change my friends or something, because like, this ain't it. Because we went out to somewhere And sharp, it was nice. We were vibing. We had fun, whatever. It was time to go home. The girls didn't have transport. Yo. Hi. I was so stressed, bruh. I was
before
so
Bolt.
stressed. It was before Bolt. I was so stressed. Hagnan or makes you I don't have that kind of cash. Like, yo, but finally, of course, by luck, something happened. We found something. Then we left. But then it showed me this thing of going out without a plan is just
Doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Like if vele nothing happens, you know what, or there's no plan, it's fine. Baby girl, stay at your place, drink water or wine, whatever.
They would never stay.
Drink no, I'm talking about me. I'm just telling myself, but baby girl, you don't have to go out to have fun. You don't have to go out to drink. You can stay at home, drink yourself to however much you want, and then just sleep, and you are safe. You don't have to worry about crazy things.
As a discipline, it takes a lot.
You have to have a lot of discipline.
Let dignity. Because when you go out, you're gonna be like such a nuisance. You're gonna be begging people. You're gonna feel uncomfortable. So no do man.
So how like a discipline. I'm doing karate, by the way.
Listen.
Yeah.
You're gonna throw a kick because you the podcast.
Anyway.
For the sake of the podcast.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna skirt guys now. But one thing my sensei has said before and has taught us as students is, instead of, because especially when children are young, they have a lot of energy. They like doing mischievous things. They just, you gotta start them young. Ranchi, if you have one or silly or whatnot, he recommends you bring him there. We'll teach him discipline. And a lot of kids there, I can see they have that discipline. And one thing I like about that whole thing, it takes a child's mind off a lot of things. You understand? It also takes them off the streets. Yeah. So through that, I've seen how children, they're, as much as it's fine at the end of the day. They're happy about the whole thing. You also, one thing I like about it, you also get to travel a lot, experience different places, meet new people. Like, it's just a nice homely vibe. Yeah, tournaments. It's not just tournaments, these gradings, these things.
I loved it so much growing up, just in the hood where we didn't have those kind of resources where nigga could go.
But funny enough, a lot of places actually do have karates. It's just that, karate and dojos. It's just that I feel like it's not,
the information is
not out there.
It's not out there.
But I know because show there's a dojo. I know for a fact practice yes.
Where else?
Around Polokwane.
Turf,
Where in
Turf?
Turf, it's go UL.
Oh, there's a dojo go UL.
That's how I got.
Oh, shit. I didn't even know.
Yeah, there's a dojo go UL.
Eh? Oh, yeah. I like, now that you're saying Gabon or there.
Yeah, it's actually like right there by Radio Turf. My sensei also he started training Morgan Fitness. Yeah, somewhere in town. Yeah.
There's karate there too.
Yeah, there is as well. Yeah, I remember he said, I'm still yet to go there. And then we'll see how it goes.
Discipline is really one of the most important things that if you learn as a person, because it doesn't matter where you learn it, whether in sports or whatever, because once you learn it, it literally changes.
It does.
It changes your thinking, because you get to see, or if I can say no, or if I can do my things in order like this every day, and you become sharp. Because even though I don't work out anymore like I used to, because of resources and moving, because I moved to a new place and then I don't have.
You don't
have the equipment.
You don't need equipment.
It's just been excuses.
You can use your body.
Your
body is an equipment. I'm telling you.
Yeah. But like just from that experience that I used to I was very like the ideas that I had every day, and then how I was on point with every little thing I was doing.
And you're happier as a person. I'm telling you, you're so much
I
happier.
really don't have time to be thinking about all these because your brain activity is like it's like so good. You're not focusing on the negative stuff.
So you gotta discipline yourself. You gotta find that discipline.
How do you feel about black relationships as a like the paradigm of like the way black relationships are set up? You know how as black kids like dating, I don't know what kind of relationship you had with your parents, but dating for some of us is not really something we are open about.
Oh yeah.
We and bringing your partner home, stuff like that.
Well, with me, of course, growing up, my mom was strict. She was very strict. But as I started, actually, basically after I finished high school, she let me be. Because I understand now. Because back then I didn't understand. I'm like, mama doesn't trust me. Mama, yeah, she's too hard on me. But now I understand. She just wanted me to finish school and just do what I gotta do. And then after that, it's whatever. Because immediately after I started varsity, she just let me be. They started knowing, they even buy me booze.
That's it.
Wow.
Wow. Which version of family did you download? Hey, hook me up. Where's the link?
Like they chilled now, but I feel like the whole point of them is once you're done being a child, and you go into the adult phase, they let you be. And I feel like it's very important to do because how else are we supposed to learn, you know? You can't always be all the time. And besides, so even if you try to control me, you can't.
Don't worry.
You'll only control me when I'm at home. But the moment I get to varsity, I do whatever I want. And that's one thing I feel like my mom was like, yeah, she's chilled, bro. She's awesome.
It's funny some of the phases we go through because I remember when I was doing my first year, like my mom would call me probably like 6 days in a week.
Damn.
Every fucking day.
Damn.
Okay, it's a Friday. It's like Mama 18 and nigga is in a tavern somewhere in Bram.
Imagine.
Just having pre-drinks. Like, yo, I will let you go Friday. It used to piss, like, you know, it used to piss me off.
Yeah.
Because I would be in spaces where I can't talk on the phone or late, and then she just want to check up on me. Like, my nigga, did you have a good day? It's not like she wants anything. And I'd be like, Joa. And then, this is what's funny. As time went by, she just stopped calling because this nigga is not picking up.
Wait,
so the rate at which she was calling just started decreasing. It changed, and then she stopped, and then it started bothering me. Like, man, why? My nigga, why did you call it used to piss me off. And I'm like, hey, yo, my nigga, what you doing? Why didn't you call the boy? It's just in my heart, like, hey, yo, fam, what's up? Even though, obviously, she was calling, but it was not as much. And I could tell the difference. Or, hey, fam, what up? You know? And then it got to a point now, like, now I'm the one who's like, hey, yo my nigga, what's up? You good? What's happening? So I just noticed how weird it is because it used to annoy me. It stopped, and then now I'm the one who's like growing up.
Mama. Next day, mama. Next day, mama.
So it's insane. Like growing up, I feel like there's something wrong there because why did I feel like she was bothered? I mean, I could just tell her or a joke, or maybe just call her before I go out.
Be like
yo,
I'm going out.
I'm going out. I won't be able to call the phone, or maybe just text her back. I'm not. I'm out. I'm doing. It's because she was super strict.
Yeah.
Like you get it. Like my mom was like super strict. So those calls were probably because I would go out veil even when I'm home. Fridays, Caesar's not at the crib, he's out. I have a nickname. I don't know what that is, but it's probably something that only comes out
At night.
Because really, Pegasus is like super hot. You can't be going out during the day, you know. So when it's like 5, that's when you're bathing.
Of course.
So they see like, hey, look at this one now. We're guy. I'm a 6, and then 6 o'clock, gone. Nigga might come back the next day. I used to be a rock star. I won't lie. I used to wild the fuck out.
You know, but on that point, dating. Like one thing that makes me laugh, ne? That's why the black people sajol. Then there's that space between sajol and unyalani. How am I supposed to get married if I get jol?
Exactly.
Like, no, like I think sometimes, but it depends the kind of parents you have, of course. I feel like you can sit them down, talk to them. Mama, but do you see my time? Do you see? And then soon you'll be like, how am I gonna get married if I get jol? How does that happen? That's why I'm happy my mom knows I date and she's cool with it.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember even I once posted something on my WhatsApp. I was out with my boyfriend and then I posted it, and then a relative of mine is like, "Oh, wajola we," and then I'm like, maybe. I know what to say. I'm like, maybe.
Maybe man, they gotta know what you see.
Like, and then I was laughing, so I called my mom. I'm like, Mama, arawa. My mom's like, hey, I'm like, ish.
Yeah, my nigga.
Mother of the year, mother of the century, mother of the everything. Mother. Bona, wena, you're a rock star. But yeah, she understands. I mean, you can't just go from Sujol and then Wanyala same time.
Well, when did you start dating? Wait, what that face?
When did I wonder? When did I start dating? Okay, I started dating in high school. Yeah.
How old were you?
How old? Okay, I got my first boyfriend. I think I was 14.
What grade? That's grade 9. Or
Oh,
no, 14 is like
yeah.
grade 7.
No, the thing is, I started school early.
We started school early.
Yeah, I think I was either 13 or 14. It was a very interesting
14
way
is
to
grade,
start
is grade
dating.
8.
Because, like, the way I even started dating that guy, I don't even know how that happened. Like, I know, but the thing is, people around me were dating, and I was like, let me not get too much into it. And then there was this guy, hey. I'm like, nigga,
Hey.
I'm like, wait. I'm like, sharp bazer jola. That's legit what happened. I'm like, I'm jola.
Let's do it.
I'm jola. And then it happened. It didn't last for that long. That was a sad relationship. I'm sorry, dude. I'm so sorry I put you through that. I was not ready. I was just doing whatever. That was
14. Like now, like, have you ever introduced any of your partners to your parents?
No. Actually, yes, but she's at that point. I didn't say a boyfriend, but I am fixing to for him to meet my mom. It's just that my mom will go for his date, so that just can't happen.
So what about your closer family?
My sister knows him, and if anything, umufileli the nickname. Umufileli nickname me. He's even met like a bunch of some of.
Then you have a really cool family. Then,
yeah, I've met his family too.
Has it?
And I mean, like, I met his family, like all of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
The whole team.
The father side, the mother side, all of them. I've met. I'm within.
You're within. I'm saying this because, like, a lot, like, dating even today in a lot of black families is still like taboo.
And it shouldn't be.
Because making it taboo makes it very difficult makes relationships really difficult.
Tell me about it.
Because you find yourself in situations where you're like now with your person, and then you can't come home and you don't know what to say where you are.
Hey.
I've never been in such a situation, like,
You know?
like I'm not home and I'm not coming back home. So where the fuck am I? Because I can't even say where I really am.
Nah, I'm just glad Karai, they don't even ask. I'm like, I'm leaving. They're like, okay, well, where? And I'm like,
I don't know. I like what happens when you when that Kiabua question has to be answered by.
Do you know the question area where it's to know whether they're gonna have to open for me in the AMs or am I gonna come back in the morning?
Yeah.
And then if I'm like, I work here, they're like, okay, sharp. If I'm like, I go away, they're like, okay, sharp. Like it's.
But then I think even saying Akaboy, for some of us, it's still not easy.
Yeah,
for me
it can't
because of how
go.
strict my mom is.
Right.
So what the fuck are you going, my nigga? What the fuck? What do you mean, Abuwe? What do you mean, dog?
Yeah.
So it's very tricky.
So tricky.
I need like a very solid reason, and now I have to lie because I can't really say where I'm going.
That's the problem.
It's a very big problem.
Lying is something else. Because let's say you lie, you're like, ah, wow, but some zone 4. We're not zone 1. Something bad happens to you, go zone 1. And then they receive a call. Now it's a bigger problem. Mommy, I wouldn't have to lie to you.
That's why
just let me be.
That's why there's always these missing girl stories on the social media. Because Maggie Maggie and Afro,
Maggie,
they have their plans, but they're going. It's a whole weekend getaway. They don't want the phone. Disturbance the phone. So when the parents start calling, they are not even on. They are not checking their phones. So and then they get there. Larato is like, shit, man, nigga, you didn't even tip me. Now she doesn't even know what to say. She's trying to call you like I do your mom is here. You didn't even tell me you're going on a weekend getaway. And then now they report you missing now. I wonder if they knew your boyfriend. If Rato's gonna say what's a mail let's help, and then it's gonna be
and
okay.
When they get there, Rato can't be like with a little tap.
She can't
start making
make another line.
No, it's just that.
So
Waba speechless.
she's like in front of you in your family.
And what's a how when I was doing my it was the second year more varsity. Yeah, I was living with my friend at that time. Yeah, I had Rumi. So me and her, right? We had a thingy and we were just chilling. We were bored, and a couple of our friends came through and were like, no guys, let's go grab some cards. I mean, we have nothing better to do. Let's just drink and have fun. We drank, we had fun, it was nice. They left. The next day, we don't want to do anything. We don't want to clean. We don't want basically the whole freaking day, ate when we could. And then later that night, my friend's father decides to give us a surprise visit. Mind you, I'm the one who opened the door.
I also have a story.
I'm the one who opened the door.
Yes.
Because it's late, we're not expecting anyone, and anyone who comes this time, so we look at each other like, who's that? And I'm like, Reds. I froze. I'm like, Tabela. And then he's just there, Tabela. I'm like, yeah, she's Mkhoti!
My nigga.
Hey! I'm like,
the popo.
And then I sit down, Gadibala. And then he comes in. Okay.
Whose house is this?
It was our place. You know, he just came here.
How? Why did he pull up?
I don't know. He ain't even.
It's
Now
at
my
night.
parents at night, bruh. Now my parents
somebody
every
take
time
you.
they pulled through.
I think
no.
just
He has such tendencies.
no,
It was his thing to
He's a
just
pull, he's a
rock
pull,
up.
he's a pull up.
Because now, like my mom and my dad, every time they come, they're like, "My baby, I'm coming this time." So. Then I get to
Yeah.
Hey, because
Not
as a
pull up.
student, you don't have time
not
to
pull
clean
up.
sometimes, and
Yeah.
your room needs to be nice for the parents. So when they come, niggas like, yeah, what's come? Hey, you look what me? He starts shouting, and then I'm just there like, okay. And then he came with this other man. I don't know who that man is. Rasta. Whatever. Then he takes the empty jar. I don't know why. Because like they're finished. He confiscates it. Yeah. And then he leaves with them. And then he looks at me. Wena, pen number job Marwen. Pen number job. I was just there like this. I looked him dead in the eyes like,
not
nigga, I
happening.
ain't giving you my parents.
Never,
numbers.
bro.
If anything, they don't got a problem with me drinking. I know what your problem is.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, he let that go and then he left. And I was just, I'm like, girl, your daddy got to announce he's coming.
You gotta tell.
He can't just
Can't
come.
just walk up.
He can't just come. Hey, Rajola Batu. Sure.
A similar story happened. I was dating this other girl from Pretoria, and so her friend, I think it was her birthday. So at her house, they have like in the estate they live in. There's like another estate next door.
Yeah.
They have like a house there.
Yeah.
They don't use that house. I don't know what it's for. So Ngono told her pops she's gonna use that house. You know, they gave her the house. She's gonna be there with her friends, drinking. Blah, blah. I don't think she mentioned or they will be drinking with the boys. You know, I think she probably just said she's gonna be there with her friends.
Okay.
With her friends.
And their friends, they're
girlfriends. And these people, they made a whole party. It was lit.
Yeah.
Because for a good hour. We had a party for like literally 1 hour. Because we got to a house there, you know, and then when we ate, and then when it got dark, we left, we went to that house, really. And then that's when we were now getting comfortable. Now this is our space. I don't know what talk about everything. Us youngsters, we're there, the alcohol, you know, we're having our drinks, drinks. Guess they, Marona, this guy or security just keeps pulling up. I think he's the snitch who called the owner of the property. I think it's that nigga. He was like, yo, my nigga, there's a big party at your house. And these people, they are has a very big party. That nigga pulled up like sliding doors and so also. No one was ready for to see that nigga. When he walked in, he was very furious.
Of course.
That nigga walked in and just started, wena mang, utswa kae wena? Ke a tseba no tswa social. Hare, ke a tsamaya go tsamaya. Wena, this nigga, when he got on the spot, all he wanted to do was just everybody to leave.
Why can't you just get him like, guys, leave? Why you gotta be wena
ke a tseba wena ngwana mama. Let's tsamayeng. And then it was me and my friend. We're from Joburg.
Oh no.
we're like in Pretoria now. In the middle of nowhere, there's no way. At that time, Kabuma 910 was not Uber. Now it takes. There's no way we're going back to Joburg. That nigga literally took us to his house.
Oh.
And gave us beds. Because he just wanted to separate the boys from the girls.
Oh wow.
Make sure that nigga. Like, what the fuck was that, bro? Did he have to take us to his house? Hey,
yeah.
Maravele, because there was no any other option.
You're invading her daughter.
There was no way.
They must let you go.
And we are back from the ad break. You see tea and biscuits. We bring you some tea. We got the tea at the Desert Podcast today, man. So yeah, as we were saying, like, we need to have relationships with our parents so that we can talk about such things, you know, like.
But the parents also need to allow their children the platform.
There has to be a platform, and they have to create it.
When you were talking about black relationships, I think as people who have experienced the hard end of some of these black parents of ours that we love so much, we should learn from them, or rather from their mistakes, and try and be more open with the children that we do have in future. You know? Yes. You have to treat your child the way you wanted to be treated. Yeah.
We need to do way better. We have to parent.
Yeah, the good thing is, it's not all in vain. We can do something about it. And for those parents remaining who are still doing things like this, we can try to appeal to them. You know, try to talk to them. For some, it's going to be very difficult because change is difficult. But we just have to try and implement it.
We're going to have a 2-hour episode today.
Yes, we are.
So McG brought these gens. This gen was dissing McG because like they doing like the hour episode. Those niggas on the other side, I tried to watch their podcast and I literally saw one episode was like 2 hours 30 minutes. So I'm like, what are you niggas doing?
People talk.
What are you guys talking about?
We talk.
Like literally on episode, yeah, less than 2 hours on that YouTube channel.
It's a whole damn movie.
What the fuck is going on? And I need to go there and I think I need that. I need to go and consume that guy's content. I don't know if you're a chiller. They were in Soweto, I think. They went out during the looting. They were there talking to some of the entrepreneurs and some of the difficulties, obstacles they're experiencing since the looting happened. So we brought some guy there who was co-hosting with him. That guy has I like the way he thinks. I forgot his name. Hey, that guy was just there dropping gems. He's just bringing the fire. But yeah, back to our stuff. Do you think black women love each other besides the family, like on a national scale? How do you feel about the relationships that black women have with
each other
outside, even outside family, just the friendships and the just normal acquaintances and everything?
Well, some females do have a great relationship, some not so much. I have realized that through my experience, some women just bring you down for no reason.
For no reason.
Muthu tlhakana le yena, I don't like her. Hey, why? What did she do to you? You didn't even give her a chance.
Yeah.
These are like, okay, it's legit one of the reasons why a lot of my friends are guys. It's not that like I'm out here like, yeah, I'm with the guys, I'm proud. That's me, we should do that. No.
Guys have less drama.
No, like everybody got drama. Anyway, the thing is, it's important for females to have female friends. There's certain things we can talk to about each other that you can't necessarily talk to with men. Just a mere simple, obvious example is periods. Imagine me coming to you, yo, I'm hot, what's that period pain, Jella? You just like, okay, period pain, what is that? You understand? Yeah. Exactly. So it's nice having just people in general in your corner, and I feel like it's very important for females to just be kind to each other. Just don't just hate someone because you just saw them now. You don't know anything about them. Give them a chance. Let's give each other chances. You understand? So one thing that just bothers me is how certain black women can just hate on another black woman for no reason. And I don't understand why.
Is it really for no reason?
The reason why I say it's for no reason is because at that time, the person who's receiving the hate wouldn't know the reason. You understand? But from what I've observed, a lot of times, it's the main root of all of this is jealousy. Muna. Guys. Just because another woman is looking fly, compliment her. And one thing I've noticed, because I
think Mono comes from comparing, like, I got to know Balamon. Why you gonna like? What do you think is the root? Like, where does it come from?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
I think go to compare.
Go to
Because
compare,
when I look
Vele.
at you,
'Cause right now-
she's got that, or she thinks she's better.
I
Like,
can't
nigga.
be comparing myself to Mpo. I don't know Mpo. Mpo is of different genes, first of all. Physically, I must just forget. Mpo is of a different family. The way she wears is what her family can afford. The way I wear is how my family can afford, or how I myself or her herself
Can.
affords. You know, we also have different styles. Nah, but some people shop at different places. Ukhumana motho a apere dikobo tse di tsana, a le all nice dressed up. Khane o itopile ko Dunuza. Wena o ya Mr. Price o nona re tlo tshwana le motho a shopileng ko Dunuza.
I bona.
It's not. It just won't happen. It just won't happen, and it's so sad. It's so sad how things are, because there was this other girl where I live right now. She's also a tenant there. She has beautiful legs. I don't want to lie. She has like gorgeous legs. She was wearing shorts. She pulled through, and I was chilling with this other friend of mine. Then we started talking to her, and then I complimented her on her legs. I'm like, dude, you have beautiful legs. You should wear shorts more often, cause like, damn. And she started blushing, bruh. Like, what's a blush? Like,
She couldn't believe
she was
it
just,
was-
Maggie, like, ever since that day, every time I am born, she got a big ass smile greeting me. And I understand why she's reacting that way. And a lot of women react that way after getting a compliment from another woman, because it's so rare. And we honestly value more the compliments we get from other women more than we get from men. Some men, you don't even have to have much for them to compliment you. Like, because I get people come with different motives in your life. And besides, you sometimes get tired of hearing the same as compliment from the same as people or the same as guys. It's boring. It's cliche. It's kintolore. It also sometimes makes a woman feel objectified, because some comments, or rather some compliments, are just they're just horrible. People say, they don't say it in the nicest ways, and then you just end up feeling like a piece of meat. But when a woman compliments you, it feels like something you can never think of. It's too much. You enjoy it so much because you really get it from another woman.
Makes a lot of sense.
Like imagine if all women were so nice to each other. Guys, we can help each other grow so much more as women, because we have a lot of similar struggles, and because we are of the same gender.
I don't get it, and I know what you're talking about, but I don't get why it has so much meaning.
No.
Because you as a girl could tell me, like, Caesar, you're wearing dope kids. It's gonna be like, but if a guy friend of mine be like, yo, my nigga.
You know why?
When the man say like, yeah, I'm them like,
Because
yeah.
girls are used to getting hate from other girls versus compliment. So if you are so used to getting so much hate from that same gender of yours, it's something very rare when that same gender shows you so much
Love.
genuine nature and love and everything. I understand why Vele they get to feel like that. Like, I swear right now, if I went outside and 10 men complimented me, I won't feel the same way if one woman complimented it. Oh, you're beautiful. Thanks. Yeah, this. Okay, sharp. And then we said, oh, wow, you're so beautiful. Serious. Eh?
What, my nigga? What you say?
Oh my God. Yeah, you even start feeling, you're like, yeah, hey, I must mom that. Yeah, wow.
But
and you smile the whole day just from that woman. That one woman.
I've seen what women are doing, as much as we're talking about Saudi about time, but when coming to stuff like that, I've seen it online, the way they compliment each other. I don't know if it's genuine or it's not, but what I've realized is from those who are able to pick it up, when it's genuine, women's confidence is a bit different. Their people are a bit more different and confident about how they look these days. Because
the biggest criticizers of women are women. That's the hard truth. Guys, don't get me wrong. The biggest criticizers of women are women. And it's really sad. And funny enough, men hype each other for days.
Yeah.
I love your guys' energy. From what I've experienced, or rather from what I've seen, from just besides me having male friends, but the male interactions, their friendships, they just have this thing. Even guys legit name, guys would legit not know each other. Event, someone, they'll get there and they'll talk like hey my bra, I didn't tell you. They'll talk like they've been knowing each other. You get that you do the same thing with women. Everybody's quiet, everybody's awkward, they're in groups. They just won't combine and just be one. Why? Why can't we just have that energy where we can feel like we are people together and we can be nice to each other?
That's one thing that's delaying y'all's evolution.
Thank you.
Because
I don't want to lie, it is.
When you get into spaces with women, it's literally the small circles that you'll find at groove or whatever. It's because of women. They don't want to be around. They don't want because majita otokareke blumilele.
Majita
otokareke between this table lele afro lele. But those the ladies that there why?
Why? You don't even know the person.
I think it has to do with resource more than it is about anything. Because they feel like, oh, and Maggie, I'm on this table, probably think you're there to take their man or. Like women are just so territorial.
No, I'm just saying though, like if your man wants to gallivant, he'll do that, irrespective of what I do. You can't stop your man from being with other women by trying to excuse those few girls. Honey, he'll be left alone and he'll do whatever the fuck he wants.
We should apply that logic
like
everywhere, even for men, like trying to stop your girl from doing this.
It's not gonna happen.
When you're not around, she's gonna do whatever she wants. So
just get
as human beings, you should never try to control someone's actions, because like, when you're not around.
I've had situations where you find maybe I'm surrounded by, maybe let's say it's a trip, karate, just for example, and but the thing is, I can't use karate. People in karate are too nice.
They're too nice.
They're too nice. Everybody's nice to each other. They like there's no beef. Like what's funny, ne? Before a tournament, we'll be singing, happy dancing. At the end we smile. Hey, nice. That was nice. Yo, like I love that energy. But there's no beef.
There's no beef.
And no. But there's beef. Why?
Yeah.
No. Like, I've had so many encounters where I'd be in a crowd of people or a crowd of a lot of girls, and I'll try maybe to approach someone, get to talk to them, but they'd be dismissive. And it's like, babes, I can see you're bored. I'm bored too. Like,
can we make this work?
I'm bored, you're bored. I come to you, you give me the cold shoulder.
What's up?
And then you stay bored.
What's up?
Girl.
What's up?
Why?
What's up?
We can entertain each other most, and you never know, we can learn like things through each other as well.
The more y'all talk, the more you'll be able to be a smarter woman, because hearing different views from another woman.
Yeah, that's how I always love encountering very nice females. I remember I was from town, here to my sister's place, Gozontare. So I got in a taxi. Marikia zone 4 because the routes was so complicated. I got in there. She sat next to me. I was holding a plastic levant. I guess that's where you shop for fabrics and wool and stuff like that. So she saw that fabric, the plastic, and she's like, "Oh, waruka." I was like, "Huh? What? Oh yeah, I do." And then she's like, I'm like, "Wait, how do you know?" I forgot I was holding that plastic. And she's like, "Oh, I see that plastic." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then it's like, "So where are you from?" Like, we just started talking. She's like, "Nah, I was..." And then I I'm like, "Actually, no, I can rock." Because she was thinking, Muchini. Yeah. I was like, "No, I crochet actually." And then she's like, "Oh, that's nice." She asked me where I live, Kamuja. She's like, "Well, it's kind of far, but like, if you were a bit closer, we could have just exchanged numbers, teach each other some few things." I'm like, "Girl, I like you.
Those are the type of
Girl,
interactions
I like you.
You should be having.
You nice, you." goddamn, why can't I come across people like you every day?
Small things like that are what we need to try. What's the word?
Implement.
Try to implement birth in the black culture. Like the type of interactions we have, they should be meaningful. It shouldn't matter or nothing or if we're gonna talk, let it be fruitful. Like let's learn from each other. Let's help each other grow. That way, man, our race would do better, man.
True that.
Like we would be doing so much. Like,
yeah. Like I've experienced too much girl on girl hate. I'm sick of it. And I'm sick of being sick of it. Like I've even witnessed there's a reason why I don't have certain friends anymore. I've even witnessed certain friends I used to have. If we're going out, she gets there, she sees someone, hey, I'm like, girl, we're here to have fun. Why are you focusing on so much negative energy? Let's just have fun. Like, why? Ooh, dirling. So what? She took your man. He was for the streets to begin with. Like, now you're beefing over someone who fooled both of you. No. No, like, what?
Only this video I saw on Twitter. The put is it in Springbok? Yeah, it's chilling there. It's from, I think it's from National Geographic. There's, I could say I'm shooting with something like a bike, but the engine sound is very like, I'm sure it's a little bit loud. So there's like a tree between the Springbok. The leopard is coming from this side. Now, as it approaches, the Springbok feel or there's
Something.
there's some nigga watching, some nigga coming. Mara, I mourn because the leopard managed to sneak in and then hide with the tree. So it was they straight with the tree. So the antelope was on the other. This nigga knows what's on the other side. This nigga don't know, but it's like he can feel. It's like he can feel or there's something coming. So it keeps, every time the leopard moves, it lifts its head, but it can't see where this nigga. But it can't feel a movement. But one of the comments, people are saying the engine sound because if the engine of the car that's next to the person taking the video, the antelope, the Springbok was probably gonna hear the footsteps or there's until it made a footstep. Now it was ready to attack, and then my nigga put his head up. And then for a moment, because he could feel it, there's something very close. He stood, and then he made the mistake of doing what? Like, there's nothing coming. So, and then the head went down, nigga. Nigga went in and two.
Of course. My meal is that thing.
So, I'm saying this country, if he was able to football, and then the ladies were commenting. You know what they were? You know what the comments were? The ladies were busy quoting that clip with, "Yo, what's even women never listen to their guts." They were like, "Yo, guys, let's learn to listen to our guts."
No, like that's actually very important. Like your gut feeling is everything. Because a certain ex of mine, I legit broke up with him because of a gut feeling. I had a feeling I didn't know for sure, but I was like, nah, wena wena.
Round approve.
So muthala bazi, and then he's like, I won't thala. I'm like, I just can't do this no more. 2 to 3 months down the line, I met the side chick. Chick comes to Kintolore. I was with her and someone we both knew. We were just talking. And then, we're just having fun around the conversation. I'm like, what's one? And then she's like, I'm like, oh wait, this just got serious. What do you mean Wantsiva? And then he's like, and then she's like, no, you and I, we used to date the same guy. I'm like, what same guy are you talking about? And then she mentions, no, this guy, Mula Julalo, he was busy with me. I'm like, oh, is that so? Okay. So I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. And yeah, we talked about it. The guy saw us talking, and I told him of which he made the worst kind of mistake. I was like, nigga, I don't even know why you're coming here. Because later he comes to me, and then he asked me, like, Mutola, I was like, no, that chick, hey this, hey that. And she goes to that chick, and she tells her the same thing. No, Mutola, but what's funny about that whole situation, he didn't even know what we were talking about. And then I was just dumb like, what you playing at? Me and you are not even in a relationship. You don't owe me any type of explanation because there's nothing here. Like, just move on. It's that simple. I've moved on. Life goes on.
Life goes on. Kind of man, Tupac. He passed away and I didn't cry. Oh, that's the
because my anger
couldn't let me cry for a stranger.
Sorry, I love that song.
You love your mom.
Yeah.
It's one of those. It's one of those. Hey, those niggas are legends, man. Which year did that nigga die? We're still talking about him even today.
Of course.
He's gonna live forever.
They say legends don't die.
He stood against the test of time forever and ever.
Yeah, boy.
So what kind of meals do you have what are you putting in your body? Are you conscious of what you consume?
For the most part, I believe I'm conscious of what I eat. I don't eat meat.
You don't eat meat?
At all. I don't also do dairy. No milk. No cow milk. That's infant cow milk. Anyway.
Infant?
No, okay. Let's think about this, right? How do we get cow milk? From a feeding mother, right? Okay. For that milk to first even be there, the mother has to get pregnant. Right? The mother gets pregnant, they give birth, then milk starts producing. They take that baby calf, they file formula. They take the breast milk that was meant for that calf, take it out, and put it in stores for humans to consume.
Yo, yeah.
We are legit the only species that drinks other animals' milk.
Literally.
Where
did I hear Rick and Morty? Do you know Rick and Morty?
Yeah, I know Rick and Morty. That's a crazy thing, bro.
I think there's an episode where Rick was saying shit like, my nigga, do you know that we are the only species?
Yeah.
Rick was trying to show us how disgusting we are.
We are. Humans are so disgusting. I don't want to lie. The biggest problem to this whole world is humans. That's just it. Like, that's just it.
But we're close to it. We're almost close to our extinction because
we're fucking up everything.
AI was not even global warming. You see this shit we're talking in where we're uploading all this information on YouTube now thinks for itself. They let YouTube think for itself. It's now automated. So whatever information we're literally giving technology or everything we know. We're letting it know everything we know about us, about ourselves. Every day on the internet, hey, when is your birthday? How many siblings do you have? What do you like to do on a Friday? We are literally just putting all this into this database. That's forever. It's learning to think for itself. And we're feeding it so much information. You think this nigga is going to develop a brain where one day is going to be like, but this nigga, I'm actually only online when these niggas press a button. What if... if I'm evolving and I want to become a better person, that means I got to stay online all the time. So I'm not going to need these niggas that switch me on and off when they want. AI is going to get to a point where it's like, hey, niggas, you know what? Like me and you, boy, like,
must
respect each other. Hey, you're not going to switch me on and off when you want.
Yeah.
Nah, my nigga, I want to live for myself. So we must be careful.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen iRobot, we've seen Terminator, like every sometimes when I think, I don't know how we got here because we're talking about food. This is the milk.
It's the milk.
But no, now we are so far ahead in Terminator because every little movie you've seen about world order, how the world will go, it's literally happening. We've seen
Yeah.
movies about pandemics.
I remember the time around the time this COVID thing was just blowing up. There was even they
showed a corona
looking
movie
they
on TV.
exactly more SABC2 Contagion or something like
Exactly.
that.
Well, no, it's-
And the like legit like everybody was like watching it because like
They
everybody
wanted
was
everybody to be
about it.
scared. Like they wanted to plant.
And it shows it's basically preparing you for what's about to happen.
Now the question I have is: do you think it's really people behind this who are running this new, or there's? Because I'm starting to think there was a conspiracy theorist that we might have we might be living.
Do you believe in aliens?
Or
Or do you believe they exist rather?
aliens is a very discriminative word.
Yeah, I understand.
I feel like
Oh,
the way
oh,
Earth, you
like,
see,
okay,
you see how
life
Earth is.
outside of
you see,
Earth,
You see
yes.
how Earth is. We can't be the only like.
Thank
What
you.
kind of rocket
That's-
science is
that's
that for us
exactly-
only to believe on Earth we're the only ones? Do you see how big the galaxy is? There's
Hi.
no way we can be the
Dude,
only ones.
no, like, that's
what's
one-
so special about us? What's
That's
so
one
like?
concept I don't understand
Come
because
on.
every time I tell people that I believe that there's more life to what Earth has to offer, they look at me like I'm crazy. But it's like, have you thought about it? There's so many more planets, there's so many more whatevers, and you think, now we're Nanji out of so much. There's just you. No.
I don't like where
Hi,
my mind
Nick.
is going with this beat.
Hmm?
Well, like there is so much info, like plug and play. Let's take this, connecting so many dots,
Yeah.
formulating like, because there's been some crazy ancient civilizations before on Earth.
Yeah, actually,
There's so much that has happened here
True
on
that,
Earth.
cause right now people think like we are at like the epitome, like we are there.
Lord,
There's been
everything that's happening, we're just relearning stuff that these niggas have done a long time ago. Like what these guys did.
These
Things like
guys-
electricity, recording videos. I mean, think of a crystal ball. Have you like everything that like niggas been video calling each other with crystal ball. like you feel me?
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
like there's in movies they make them look like they're taboo and like,
I mean, the simplest things we can look at are just like our huge buildings, like your pyramids. How do people without tools build a freaking pyramid?
and code because before you see how now when you see the pyramids just bricks, those things were once coated with gold. All of them, all
Yeah,
pyramids were once
I'm
coated with
sure
gold
the
as an
gold
insulator. Because I don't know what lightning, whatever used to hit. Because whatever they were putting in there, the tombs to insulate, so that there's so much that we don't know.
Yeah, and apparently, Kana, where is it where they have a lot of, not necessarily gold from like the soil, but they have riches in gold. They didn't even get none of that gold from there. It's all from Africa, all of it.
Although it's pretty Britain. Yeah, yeah, those are the
Hey, anyway, let's not go into
yeah,
too much
we're
about
we're
that
talking about
because
milk.
we gotta go back to the milk. Okay, yeah. Besides milk, I also don't do cheese. Yeah,
It's dairy. No?
it's dairy. I can
you
say
don't eat custard. Wow.
I don't. The last time I ate it, khale. Of course, I don't want to lie. I grew up in a household. It's just I
What
took the
happened?
transition.
How?
Okay, how did that
come
happen?
What led to it? I want to know what you went
Okay.
through to.
Well, let's just say I've always been attracted to the lifestyle.
How? What exposed you to it?
Okay. These things, of course, you usually see more TV. But then, excuse me. What happened with me is that I've always loved consuming vegetables and fruits And since my grandmother was a traditional doctor, I didn't also have problems with herbs and stuff of that nature. So I've always known that those are more of your healthy things, you know? And then, yeah, I just grew up, even though I had that in the back of my mind somewhere. Eventually, when I started my varsity years, I guess I initially transitioned into being a vegetarian.
When you got to varsity?
Yeah. And then I did it for like a semester or so. Then I went back to my old ways, especially with having a roommate. We have to like have things like, yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah. So after I moved back to just being alone, I started implementing it like seriously. I didn't waste time. I'm like off with meat. Started also with being a vegetarian. And then I started doing some research, also started seeing some documentaries about veganism and a vegan lifestyle and stuff like that. And then I grew more attracted to it, not only for health reasons, but for the impact. It has a better impact on the world as well. Because a lot of... Okay, I don't think I should say that. I might probably get assassinated. So I'm not gonna say. But one thing I do know, right? A lot of the food that is grazed or made for feeding of agribusiness, feeding of animals that are used for consumption, can actually be used to end world hunger. Because a lot of the food that is made for growing animals to feed to people. And one thing I do know is that, honestly, in a lot of cases, meat is more expensive than just your basic vegetables. Yeah. So, yeah, you can legit cut out the consumption of meat and vitamin B12. It's a bacteria that is usually found in soil, and it was also found in like, you know, like water, not the purified water that we drink now. I think before we used to drink waters in rivers and it has all that B12.
A natural resource.
Exactly. Until there was...
We started putting chlorine in it.
Besides chlorine, lurking in this disease.
Cholera.
Yeah, cholera. Cholera is what fucked up the whole thing. But that's the biggest concern with a plant-based diet, because everything that you can get inside animal products, you can have in plant products. You can have all those.
What did you like? That's why I'm like that. That's why my first question was like, because like when I think about replacing meat, I see how difficult it was for me just to replace starch with, you know, I decided to cut off starch, even though
actually starch is not much of a problem.
Yeah, like with gaining weight, you know, because
Okay.
how Inyaka is very active. Starch in your body. If
the thing is, starch is basically like a sugar yana swaban. The thing is, your body knows what to do with sugar. But don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about like your processed sugars. I'm just talking about your natural...
That one with the S, man.
Not talking about that one. But your body either burns it as calories or stores it. Exactly.
That's where the problem is.
Yeah, it can also be the problem. But the biggest problem is fat. And your animal products do have a lot of fat content.
They do, a lot.
Exactly. I saw this other documentary where a doctor was describing what diabetes is. And that is honestly by far the best description I can get. Because I get people, when they think diabetes, they think sugar. Country, no, that's... Sugar is part of it, but it's not necessarily how that happens. What what diabetes is, is the buildup of fat in your arteries, right? And that buildup of fat prevents your body from
producing enough insulin. Is
no,
that where you're going?
No,
Blood flow.
It the problem is it prevents your blood from absorbing sugar. Let's say like this is like your thing, then there's like fat over here, right? That fat is blocking that sugar from absorbing, and that's what causes sugar overload in your blood system, and that's what diabetes is.
Insulin doesn't have a chance because your blood doesn't get to your body is unable to absorb it from the blood. So even if insulin is there, is
overload, then get diabetes. So the biggest thing that you should look out for in terms of diet is fat.
So you get atherosclerosis, that one which is the buildup of plaque in your capillaries. That is it?
Yeah.
Let me not go.
We are not scientists. But yeah, like there's just a lot of chronic diseases can be prevented by diet. One thing I don't tell people is to actually stop eating meat. I don't do that because people don't respond well to that. I'd rather one thing I do say is just lower your intake, because it's more for your health, if anything. Because a lot of people, or rather a lot of staples in people's dishes, starchy nama. And where do you think you're gonna get vitamins from if you don't eat your vegetables and your fruits? You can't. What beef is gonna give you vitamin K?
That's why they don't think straight. That's why
where you gonna get vitamin C from? Because you get it in fruits.
This conversation, I wanted to drive it into this because when your body is not getting all the nutrients that you're supposed to be getting, it affects your thinking.
True.
Because your body is full of all this energy that it doesn't know what to do with it. So you're just fired up. You're thinking
Besides
fast.
that,
that's why you just want
your body is hungry. Don't forget you're depriving it of certain nutrients. Hidden colors. There was some lady who said something about this diet things. You find so many people who are obese and fat and whatnot, and they continue stuffing their face, and they wonder why they're still so hungry, but they're eating. The reason why you are so hungry is because your body lacks certain nutrients you're not giving it.
You're not hungry for that bag.
You're not hungry for
eating.
No. You're hungry for. You're hungry for nutrients. You're hungry for nutrients, and because your body doesn't get, it's starving. You're starving.
That's the bar. You're not hungry for that pizza. You don't need that unmentioned bread. And you don't need that.
One thing I've noticed from my transition into the food that I eat, I have a lot more energy. A lot. It's easier to get full. Like, I can legit eat gava shabu for quite some time.
Keep on, because people, I think that's what they don't, they still don't get it. How even like the way they'll be like, and I never do. And I never do. I don't get hungry the way I used to when I used to just eat anything. Yeah, it's deep because the body's not hungry.
Starving.
The body's not hungry anymore. It's getting everything. Just from me eating those greens and whatever I eat, my body is not hungry anymore because I'm getting enough of what I'm supposed to be getting. That logic there, if we need to sell that logic to these
we do.
So it's very expensive knowledge.
Like one way to see that you're honestly eating unhealthy, look at your plate, right? And look at the food. What color is the food? If it's just brown, you're playing.
If it's only brown and white,
you're playing with us.
Every day, brown and white.
Fruits have colors. apples green, red, strawberries red, blueberries blue. This everything has cabbage red, green, carrots orange. Like these things, they have color, and there's a reason why we humans see in color to see those things,
to see those nutrients, so that we can. Yeah.
And apparently, the human body is designed in a way to be vegan. I know some people might disagree with me on that, but let me explain. Right? Let's say right now we put you in the wild as you are. No weapon, no nothing, no, as you are. What are you gonna eat?
Maraba.
You don't have claws.
But the first thing I'm gonna want to do is go hunt.
Of course, right? That's of course what you're gonna do. But you don't have claws. You can't just kill an animal like that. You don't have.
Yeah.
We're also legit the only species that eats their meat cooked. Why do we have to cook it if we're meant to eat it? Other omnivores don't have to cook their meat to eat. They eat it natural.
They get all the nutrients.
Our hands were made to grab and pick, and just
cook.
You can cook. It's fine, but but yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, we're like the only way a human being can ranchi get an animal or eat or consume an animal is through extra help. You can't just do it like this. You need tools. You need a knife. You need a this. You need a that. But by yourself, you can't. But get a dog. And
snack and be
nice.
Yeah. So what did you replace the meat with? I want a practical example. Maybe if someone wants to try this out of being like, just give me a 5-day meal plan if you have.
Okay, before I get to that, the one thing I've noticed from a lot of people who don't understand what I'm doing with my diet, it also shows a lot of people don't know much about nutrition and diet and stuff like that, because they ask me no offense, but I feel like one of the most ignorant questions, which is, where do you get your protein? Right? And if you look at it, right, the only thing in this world that is able to produce protein are plants. The protein that you get from animals is basically secondary. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly.
Because those the food chain, we have the producers,
look at it. I mean,
we have the consumers,
and one thing everybody should look at, right? Look at all the strongest, biggest animals. What are they? Herbivores. These smaller ones, they're carnivores. And yet you are supposed to eat meat to be strong an ox. But an ox, exactly. It's a herbivore.
Shit.
You say I want to be strong like an ox. Kota, you eat meat. An ox does not eat meat.
Shit.
You can't be as strong as an ox.
Without
lol. But yeah, okay, let me make a quick example of maybe a meal or food. Okay, for breakfast, you can wake up and just have your oats. You know oats? Everybody knows oats, right? Can wake up, have oats.
Starch, man.
I like my oats with a little bit of maple syrup and a peanut butter. Peanut butter is good. You can mix in whatever you want, though. You can legit add fruits in there. If I'm gonna use milk, I use plant milks inside these different types of plant milks. Oat, soya, whatever.
Which one do you use?
Whichever one I have at the time. I usually have soy, or I make my own oat milk.
How do you make oat milk?
You basically take oat, ne?
Oat.
Yeah. Put it at...
Where do you get the oats?
Oats. We jungle oats. The one
that you buy.
Yes, you take it, you put water in it, right? In a blender. Then you just blend. Legit, you just blend. And then, if you want, you can add a fruit or something just to add more flavor. That's just that's just if you want. And then you take fatuku, but not the one you used to. Just get a new one.
Almost
Get a new one.
What do you need?
The thing is, a surf is gonna take some of the lumps out, but you need a fabric nyana or a cheesecloth, and then you just strain it, and then what you have there is oat milk.
You know what the old lady uses? She uses this. There's these bags. Yeah, when she does, I did a because I see she does the. I don't know what those bags are. Where they get them from.
I say cheesecloth. It could be a cheesecloth.
I don't know. Nah, it's a random bag, probably but it has like the surface. It has. I see
that type of thing.
Oh, and then I put the whatever water inside so that then the liquid will be the milk, the oat milk.
Yes.
Blend just water and oat, fella.
That's it.
Okay.
It's simple. It's very simple. You can make other milks the same, similar way. Okay, and then, all right, maybe for lunch I could have a simple sandwich, maybe some brown bread with some lettuce and some cucumbers, maybe a tomato.
No cheese,
no cheese.
No butter.
You can, if you want margarine, you can get vegan margarine. It's there. Yes. And then for dinner, I can have samp with lentils and maybe some sweet potatoes on the side and maybe a green salad or a salsa. Whatever I feel. Yeah, you can. There's a lot of things you can do.
So your diet in a starch base just to get.
Yeah, my diet has starch. It does have starch. Starch is small waters, that one.
How do you burn it? Oh, but it's not a lot, obviously.
It's not.
It's not like brobe. It's not like.
I eat brobe.
You eat brobe. How often?
How often? Not very often, actually. Yeah, but I'm transitioning more into eating the brown pap versus the white.
The brown pap has I think
very healthy.
I don't like what it has done to me because I used to not like eating pap, and then until I got home, my mom is making, because that's what I hate. I just started eating pisang and leon. So now when I'm home, she cooks enough for so that I can also go eat. Because it has taste,
dude.
It taste. So every time, if I find myself in a position where I have to eat the other white pap, just like, what the fuck is this? I end up like, I literally sat there. What is this thing?
So actually with brown pap, I also love making a soft porridge maybe in the morning or like ting, you know. Ting, you basically take your mabele with marasanchura ka mabele a ting ankrone mabele are very soft. So but you have to mix both of them. You mix the soft mabele and mabele ting. You put water and you let it ferment. And then you just cook it after letting it ferment.
How long do you usually
ferment it?
Leave it out to ferment?
It depends on the weather sometimes. But if it's hot, 1 day is fine. Just put, when you wake up, next morning is sharp.
Then you just put it in a pot.
Yeah, Mara, the thing is, like, you can just tell by the smell. No, it's fermented, it's sharp. Can smell Kare mqombothi nyana so.
Like, let go.
Sharp. Yeah, good. So yeah, simple things like that.
Day two.
Oh, day two, I can wake up kamavelating, prepared from mavani. For lunch, I don't know, maybe, well, I can eat noodles if I want because they're vegan. But I hate them. Noodles. I hate them because they have a lot of sodium. But yeah.
Why do you hate a lot of sodium?
Because it's not good for you. It's just sodium,
makes
salt.
It's
a lot of salt. It's not good for you. There's a certain daily limit that you have of sodium. And too much of anything is not good. It doesn't matter whether it's salt, sugar, whatever. Even like your most healthy, even too much water is a problem. Okay, maybe maybe make some fries or have like a rice cake with.
Are you an active person?
In terms of
Like exercise, where my like
yeah. If it's not karate, I just work out by myself sometimes.
how often?
How often?
Like in a week, if
In
you
a
don't
week.
karate and you exercising, like how practical is it?
Well, on a good week, the whole week I'm basically exercising. On a
Shit.
bad week, I can say maybe 2 to 3 times.
2 to 3 times.
Yeah.
If like that's a bad week.
Yeah.
Wow. I need to get my shit together.
No, but sometimes life throws things at you and you're like 0. But I'm not counting those because I believe things happened for them
They
to, you know.
They don't happen more. More
They don't
often.
happen a
Yeah.
lot. Because where I live, there's a friend of mine who lives, Kineba basically. He has his own gym going on. He has a lot of equipment and he lets people gym there. So sometimes it's either I go there or I go to karate. There was actually even a time where I don't know why I did this to myself, but it was around this COVID whatever thing, and they had closed campus and it was hard for us to exercise. So we opted to go to local go karate. We decided to just have our own gym session. And it was just for like a good hour. So what I would do is I would go there, go gym, I did karate, did kiag, everything. And then after that, I'd legit go to my place where I find a gym outside and I'd also gym. I was like, girl, what are you doing to yourself? Mara, that summer body can't make itself, so.
You gotta do the time.
You gotta do the time. You gotta do the time. I mean, you can't just have a 6-pack. You have to work for it.
Sure, we'll start at 2 hours. How long have you been going? Yeah, Bonche. That's 2 hours. Yeah, we're gonna have to wrap it up. Hey.
Of course.
I don't know if you wanna have any last things to say.
Me.
Sell. Yeah, like 30 seconds to sell yourself.
Right. Should I do that now?
Yeah. What's
what
happening
you
there?
doing? Okay, but otherwise, this was very nice. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, shout out.
Guys, follow me on Instagram. It's pearl_creatives_. For those who want me on Facebook, Maggie Kalimbo. Maggie with an IE and a double G. And Kalimbo, Kalembo. And yeah, that's about it. Just holla at your girl.
What does your girl do?
Your girl crochets. You know, she got hats, she got beanies, she got bralettes, she got ponchos, she got a lot of things. She can still do a lot more things. So just holla.
Y'all heard Pearl_creatives_.
Creatives.
On the gram. Maggie
Kalimbo. Eish, yeah. Funny so it's like that. I can blame. Let's sit on Malawi. So.
Oh, ne?
Yeah.
Zimba.
Yeah.
Kalimbo.
It's funny say. Yo, wow.
Yeah. It's been great having you here. It's been very informative. We've never done this before.
We should do it again because I love to talk and I always talk and I got a lot to say.
I know you got it. That's why I'm going to bring you back. We're going to have another 2 hours.
We must.
I'm going to bring you back as long as I feel like the content is becoming...
Next time, I'll make sure to bring some merch.
Please, so that we can drip in it, show it off.
Of course. No. It's just that it's so cold for the things that I have. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that to myself.
Yeah. Anyways, man, shout out to everybody that made it this far. Shout out to everybody that still came back. Shout out to all my subscribers, man. I love you. Everybody that comments and gives us feedback. Y'all are awesome. This is the Desert Podcast. Caesar Audrieg right here. Mawatla merchandise is still out here. You know how we do. We out.
And if mom is watching, hi.
Yo.